Now, by checking whatever is inside the bracket, you check if you can find it in the identities. You are going to come and check here if you have this as an identity. If it's not an identity, you simplify whatever is inside the bracket. Then you can go outside. Now, if you look at the following 1 minus sine square of theta, we can go and check in our identity table. It says we do have something like that, whereby we have 1 minus sine squared theta. So what is 1 minus sine square of theta? It's cos square of theta. So we come and say, let's change this part here. And then we are going to write it, instead of it being sine 1 minus sine square of theta, it can be written as the cos square theta. This is this part, okay, inside the bracket. So we've simplified the inside the bracket. The next part, we are going to change the tan square of x. Now they are saying tan square of x, like if you are going to write this, you should be careful. Like in your lines, in your book, you have this part which is going to represent the numerator. On your numerator, you're going to have the sine squared of x all over. Here, on the other line, I'm going to write my denominator. Then I'm going to have the cos squared of x. Now, if we are multiplying and then they didn't write anything, it means which this thing is 1 over 1. Now, how does the law of multiplication work? It says you are going to multiply numerator and numerator, and then denominator multiplied by the denominator. So if you multiply the numerator and the numerator, it says sine squared x multiplied by the cos squared x. It leaves with you with sine squared x multiplied by the cos squared x all over cos squared x. Now you can clearly see here that we have two things that appears when the denominator and denominator. What seems to appear there? It's squared x and what else? Cos squared x, which means our answer is going to be equal to sine squared x. But let's take this opportunity to explain something here, guys. The reason why I'm able to divide the numerator and the denominator is because there's a multiplication there. There is this thing that I've seen that you are making a mistake on. If you were given the sine square of x plus the cos square of x all over the cos square of x. Here, you can't say the following. You can't say this and this one, they're going to divide each other. Because you have two terms here. Because of this plus here, you can't say those two things are going to divide each other. What we have to do is to try to simplify this thing here such that it has a multiplication. How do you simplify that thing? You simplify by factorizing. You simplify by using identities. You hear, Angela? What I'm saying is that here we're able to do that because this thing here is one thing. This whole thing here is one thing. Because of this multiplication, this is one term. Here you're dealing with two different terms. This is term number 1 separated by a plus. This is term number 2. Because there's a plus in between. So you can't say this one and this one, they're going to divide each other out. You can't. You factorize or you use identity to simplify them. So you can then do the following. Dealing with something with brackets, you can come and do number 6. And then also do number 8. Probably this is for the learners who are not in on Friday.